everybody, my name's Musthelog and welcome back to my modded Minecraft survival. That's right guys, we're back. So today is probably a week or so after I recorded the last episode. I've been doing quite a bit of work on my base, like quite a bit. And because, I don't have quarries or any of that sort of stuff, I've been doing a lot of digging and yeah, it's not the most fun thing in the world. But as you can see out here, I've sort of started on my little outside bit. I just put up these two columns. They're just made of basalt bricks, which I think are pretty cool. I really like it. And I've got to add the top bit in and put in the little gate and stuff as well. I'm not sure if I want to knock them down a little bit, make them a bit shorter, just so they match up with the wall a bit better. I'm not sure. It's something I've got to sort out later. Come in here. And this is all pretty same, but as you can see, a lot has changed. So I've changed out all the walls to these smooth stone stuff from chisel, which I think looks pretty cool. Obviously I'm going to add in some detail and stuff and all that sort of thing a bit later on. And I've added these, which are the elevators from open blocks, so that there's no more stupid stairs, no staircase that I used to have, or any of that sort of stuff. You just, boop, straight up top. So I've got like a little ring sort of pattern going on here. The farms are all pretty the same. You can see I've got my little golem workers going. I made a couple of wood golems, just because they're just as easy to make as the straw golems, but they're a little bit stronger and a little bit faster. So I've got them going for my wheat, for my cotton, and for my essence crops. And they're just plonking stuff into these chests. So you can see that's sort of what I got. And I'm still trying to get more essence. I need to go on a hunt and get more essence seeds, but I just can't be bothered at the moment. I've got a little bit of sugarcane stuff up here. I also still need to get some grass to put in under these sheep because they're not growing their wool back. Just something I'm going to need because I need wool for stuff later on. Actually, I kind of need wool for stuff now. So this is my little entrance. I'm going to go down and I have done quite a bit of stuff. We'll get to that in a second. First thing I want to show you guys is what I've done with my power and my ME system. So we're coming to the back here and you can see I've got a lava generator, which is from extra utilities. It's super easy to build. I'll show you guys quickly. Lava, boom, lava generator, bit of gold, some iron, furnace, redstone, nothing too exciting. So I've got that with this ender tank, which again isn't too difficult to build. You just need some blaze rods and obsidian, maybe a few other things, but nothing too crazy. Obviously I've been into the nether and killed a bunch of blazes. In fact, I think in here, yep, I've got a blaze spawner. Something else I've done is, you can see this little hole over here. I'll jump over here and show you what's in there. That's an enderman spawner. Yes. So I went back into that roguelike dungeon and found the enderman spawner. It was down another level. I made this rapier, which is amazing. It's just a steel rapier at the moment. It's not the best weapon in the world, but it's super good because it just ignores armor, and you saw how the mobs in that dungeon were just all spawning in with armor. This just cuts right through it, and it does 10 hearts of damage, and most mobs have got 20 hearts, so I'm just two-shotting everything. Made my life so much easier, like unbelievably easier. And I was going to record it and put it up for you guys, but it wasn't that exciting. It was basically me just running around punching a bunch of skeletons and zombies until I found the spawner, and then I just bailed. So that's, yeah, not too exciting. So you're probably wondering how the lava is getting in here, where it's coming from. I can show you guys that right now. I made this book from Mistcraft. Pretty easy to do. All you need is a link panel, which you make in the writing desk. No, in the ink mixer, maybe something like that. It's really simple. I will show you guys how to do all this Mistcraft stuff a bit later on. maybe this episode, maybe next episode. It's not difficult, and it's super cheap and easy. You just get the link panel and get some leather, put it together, and you make a book. I made one that linked to here somewhere, to this like area, and then I went into the nether and made one that linked there. You click on it, and click on this little blue square, and it teleports me into the nether. And this is my little cave hole. As you can see out there, there's a bunch of stone and cobblestone. I made myself an endothermic pump. Now, I thought it was going to be super late game. I thought it was going to be really hard to make. But if you have a look, endothermic pump, it's really not that hard. It's just a diamond, an eye of ender, which I now can easily get because I have an enderman spawner. These ender infused obsidian, which is an ender pearl with 4 obsidian, like there, and there, and then just this stuff. It's quite simple to make, like nothing too exciting. So I just plonked it down, put a furnace generator, a lava generator behind it, and just linked it up with this liquid transfer node from Extra Utilities, which we can have a look at. Transfer. There we go. So you need to make this, which is pretty easy. The transfer pipe is very easy to make. And then you make one of these. I made using the ender pearl, so it gave me 4 of them. And then for the transfer, the liquid node is just a bucket, some iron and some lapis. So not too exciting. I'm going to probably need to make some energy transfer nodes later on, but at the moment, what the hell is that? Okay. But at the moment I don't really need them, because I can just use the thermal expansion stuff. But so I plonk this down, and all this stone that you can see out there, I don't really want to go out there just in case I get attacked by mobs. I wonder what those things are. They look like some sort of crazy berry. But yeah, all this lava that's here, sorry, all this stone that's here used to be lava. It's being sucked into the endothermic pump. It's being pumped up into the ender tank, which is then also pumping it down into this furnace generator, as you can see, which is powering the pump. So it's sort of on like a little circly, cycly doodad. And eventually, you need to stay away from me. Eventually it's going to run out of area in here to suck lava up from. When it does, that tank will empty out, and then all I have to do is come down and just move this setup somewhere else, which shouldn't be too hard. I'll just probably have to make another book. But yeah, then we just click on this to send us straight back home, and there we are. I also made myself an extra redstone furnace. I made some leadstone energy conduit, which is pretty easy to do. I'll show you guys. Leadstone, need the A, L-E-A-D. Leadstone energy conduit is this one here. Yeah, that's not too expensive. The redstone is probably the hardest part. I'm actually sort of running fairly low on the redstone. I do want to make myself some leadstone energy cells at some point, which don't seem too particularly difficult. Again, it's just the redstone that I'm sort of short on. I'm going to make some of them at some point. I'm not sure when. It's not desperately needed at the moment. Then under here you can see I've got, if I can show you guys up the top there, you see basic import buses. I made 2 of them and hooked them up to the redstone furnaces so that anything that goes into these furnaces is Ferni? I think it's Ferni. Anything that goes in there and gets smelted up, it's going to instantly get sucked out and put into my ME system. As you can see, I've just been cooking up a bunch of stone because I've needed it to do all the walls. Yeah, so that's pretty much the stuff that I've been doing around the base, just sort of making my life a little bit easier. You know, that is super helpful. Let me get rid of that stupid tree farm that I had, and I don't have to worry about powering stuff and all that sort of business. And this is going to be my Thorncraft area. As you can probably tell, this here is going to be the Infusion altar. I sort of set it up just so that I didn't have to waste time doing it on camera. I'll show you guys what I've done. Underneath here, if we dig down, can I... There you go, you can see there's a skeleton skull in there. So underneath all of that, let me just fill this back in. these ones. Yep. So underneath here, I think in a, what is it? I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe a 7 by 7 area, or maybe I just did it 5 by 5. I know you can, anyway, unimportant. So under there is about 21 or 24 or something mob heads that I collected from that roguelike dungeon. Most of them are skeletons. Some of them, I think there's 2 zombies and maybe 1 creeper one, and all that they do is help with the stability when you're crafting stuff in the infusion altar, which I'll explain a bit later when I actually show you guys one of the infusion things that I want to do. So that's it there, and we'll just go finish it off now. I also made this thing, the Wand of Equal Trade, which is extremely handy. You just hold F and click on it to equip it, and then we can just say, actually there's something I wanted to do to my base. I'll just run down here. I think it's on the other side. I was just smelting up some sand. There we go. In the Tinker's smeltery, just because I like the sand. I like the glass that comes out of the Tinker's smeltery. I think it's awesome. It's got a connected texture, and there's no like streaks. It's just like clear glass with a border, which is pretty good. Another good thing about it is if I just place one down and then we shift right click to select it, and then you can just break it and you can pick it back up. You don't have to worry about remaking it. You don't need silk touch, which is extremely useful. So yeah, this wand, the Equal Trade wand, you can see in the top left corner, it's got the little symbol. You can see how much essentia I've got in my, how much V I've got in my wand. And in the little circle it shows you what I've actually got selected as the thing I want to trade. So what this one does is, whatever you've got selected, and you have to have it in your inventory, you can left click to interchange it with a single block, like that, or you can just right click and it interchanges a whole bunch of the stuff sort of in the area around. So like that. And I think that's really cool. I really like this glass. It's just good. I'm not sure how much I'm going to keep it like this. I don't know, I've still got to sort out a few things, but for now it's, you know, it's enough. And then we can just change all this stuff out, and I've run out. But yeah, you sort of see what it's like. I really like it. I think it's probably saved me a couple of hours worth of time on these walls, and just smelting up that stone, putting it through the chisel, and then just using this to boom, 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 and just absolutely like just amazingly easy, instead of having to dig it out, place back in, or like, it's better than even using the builder's one, because you don't have to dig anything out. It just replaces whatever you're targeting, like you can see there, with whatever's in your inventory, whatever you want to replace it with. It's super useful. And then you just hit Shift F to take off the focus, or you just hold down F to pick whichever one you want. At the moment I've only got the one focus in my possession. It's the only one I've made. There are other ones, but they're just not as cool as that. Right, so infusion crafting. This is the real meat of Thorncraft. This is just where you get all the good stuff from. It's like the top sort of tier of Thorncraft. So you can see down here, there you go. This is going to show you everything you need to make your the infusion altar. So you need to do all this in the arcane workbench. You need 40 order V, any type of shards, arcane stones, which are just that sort of stuff, and an ender pearl, And you need to make some arcane pedestals, which are pretty easy. And then that shows you what you need. So you need the arcane stone bricks on the bottom with a pedestal in the middle, then the plain stone blocks on top, and then right in the middle at the very top is the runic matrix. And you can see these are just empty spaces, so you don't actually have anything in there. And this will also tell you, what Infusion's all about and how to go about it. And here it shows you how to reduce the instability of whatever it is you're crafting. So candles, skulls, crystals, etc. They help reduce the instability. Now instability, let's go to this. You can see down here, instability, negligible, nothing too hard. Whereas the runic armor, which I'll get to later, has minor, moderate, so it's a little bit more chance. And basically all the instability does is, like, when you put stuff, well, I'll show you, but basically it's gonna, like, if something is unstable, this is gonna maybe knock something off one of the pedestals, or it's gonna take it so you need extra essentia to craft it, or something that goes wrong. It's not necessarily going to be horrendously bad. I mean, obviously the more unstable the thing you're trying to craft, the more chance of that sort of stuff happening, and the worse the consequences can be. It's bad, but obviously I've got all those skulls underneath, so it's not much of a problem for me. So yeah, I've sort of made myself a nice little space for all this stuff. Got my crafting-y research stuff over there, and then in the back here is where I'm going to be putting all my aura nodes. And eventually I want to get myself, where is it? It's somewhere in here maybe? No, it's in the one thing. I'm going to get myself one of these recharge pedestals. I haven't bothered just yet, but basically it's like a block that you sit wherever with the aura nodes around it, and then you just plop a wand in there and it's just going to automatically recharge it, as opposed to me having to come over here and be like, okay, I need to just suck some of this stuff up. It'll just do it for you, so you can just plop it in and not really have to worry about it at all. I'm going to charge up my wands. They're back up to full. Alright, so once you've set this out like I have here, you don't need to worry about these pedestals. You don't need them to make the actual infusion thing. All you want to do is right click on the runic matrix and it turns it into this cool multi-block structure. I really like the look of it. It's just awesome. This is something that Thorncraft 3 didn't have. When Thorncraft 3 the crafting was just, you just made stuff, and it wasn't that exciting. Whereas with this, it's a lot more exciting, it's a lot more interesting, and it's just fun. And you can see that took 24 of each of the V out of my wand. I think it's actually supposed to be 25, but I've got my Goggles of Revealing that give me a bit of a discount. And you can make Thaumaturge's robes, which give you more of a discount. Where's that stuff in here? You can make it out of this enchanted fabric. It gives you a little bit of an extra discount, which is useful for the really high-end sort of crafting and stuff that you want to do. But at the moment, for me, it's not particularly necessary. So I think now that I've got my infusion crafting altar, you can see I've got a couple of jars here with some essentia in them. I'm going to make myself something that I've wanted to make for quite a while, and that is the Boots of the Traveler. These things are just incredibly useful. So I've got everything I should need in this chest here. Let's just move this stuff out of the way. So we're going to need a feather, 2 air shards, a raw fish, 2 enchanted fabric, and some leather boots. Alright, what you want to do is just right click, that's the leather boots there. So go fabric, fabric, fish, shard, shard, feather. Okie dokie, so you can see, sorry about that little interruption, I was just starting to cough my lungs out. So I've got all this sort of set up, and what you want to do is you want to make it as symmetrical as possible. Obviously we've got what, 2, 4, 6. I could make it a little bit more symmetrical. Actually it's pretty good. You can see I've got 2 over there, counted by 2 there, and then the 1 there, and the 1 opposite that there. That's pretty much all you need. That's all you need to do for the infusion. Obviously you need to have the right V in a jar, or the right essentia in the jars, so you need 25 of Itor and 25 Volatus, or I think that's how you pronounce it. And that's it. And then you're good. You can see these are sitting here, and I think they can be up to 12 blocks away from the center, and it'll still draw the essentia out from them. Maybe it's only 10. I'm not sure, but it's, you know, it's a fair distance. It's enough for them to be sitting here, which is my little outlines where I want to put my essentia jars when I'm doing this crafting. And then all you need to do, I think, is right click. There we go. Now you definitely want to keep an eye on it. You don't want to just wander off and let it do its thing, because if there is some instability, it might knock something off the pedestal, which is bad because you need to put it back on straight away, which is why I like having some empty space in my hotbar. You can see it's sucking out the essentia, which is amazing. I love the little animations. I think it's so cool. And then after it does that, did that knock it off? Nope. You can see it's starting to eat up the little things around there. Oh, this is super exciting! Feather and the fish, and boom! Right click, boots of the traveler. Let's put these puppies on. Actually. Alright, so this is me running and jumping. Standard Minecraft. With these, this is me running and this is me jumping. So good. So much faster. Oh, and the high jump on it. Oh my god, it's fantastic. And another great thing about these is you can enchant them. Just in an enchanting table. And you know, it can give you, I think, haste and feather falling and that sort of stuff. I'm going to wait until I've got level 30 and I'm going to make up some bookshelves and enchant these puppies. But oh, it's just going to make my life so much easier. I love it. This is why I love Thorncraft. Just because simple little things, little early game things. It's just not too hard to do. Like all you need is some stone and some shards and an ender pearl, and that's it. That's all you need. And you know this stuff, which again is just basic resources that you're gonna have. It's just fantastic. So I've got these. I love it. So good. I think my next thing to craft is going to be some of this runic armor. I'm not going to do that now. I might do some more of this infusion crafting on screen, maybe for the big important stuff like, you know, the thermostatic harness, which is basically what's going to give me flight. But, you know, there's not too much stuff until we get into the super high Thormic Tinker stuff. Like, I don't even think I have any of it unlocked at the moment. No, I don't. In fact, I definitely don't. But yeah, once I like making that, another thing I really needed this infusion crafting for is, where is it? This one, the alchemy golem core. Because what I've been doing to get that essentia in the jars is I've been putting stuff in here and then it's going into there, and then I've needed to get those little glass vials and like pull it out and put it into one of the jars, and you know, I've had to make sure that there's 8 of that essentia in there to be pulled out to put in a jar, and it's just a bit of a pain. With this, so you go through this way, you go to the fill and then decanting, which is, you know, it's going to keep something filled up with liquid, which is kind of cool because you can use it to fill up your, I love that jump boost, fill up your crucible with water. But other than that, I mean, it's not really hugely useful. But the alchemy one, which you need infuse, like obviously I'm going to have to make a decanting one for it, which isn't hard to do, and some water bottles and a water jar, and this little guy, when you make him and you plonk this core into him, he's going to take stuff from here, and then he's going to take it and put it in these jars that he's linked to. And I think all you really need to do is that's another thing. These boots have step assist, so you can walk up a block like this. Do 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 do. So good, so good. Right, so you're gonna link your golem, your what are they called? Alchemy golem, up to these jars, and I think if you link him to this one, it'll link to all the ones that are next to it. So I think you can even do it like that as well, and he'll just run around and go do 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 and fill them up. And if you've got 5 different aspects, he's going to fill up, you know, that jar first, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and so on and so on. Which is just good. It's going to make my life easier. It's just going to mean I can dump stuff in there and he's going to just fill up these jars. So when I want to do my infusion crafting, I'm not going to have to worry so much about, you know, oh, I need exactly 25 of this as essence, and, you know, I'm going to have to put it in, you know, put 25 of whatever in there. It's just going to make my life a little bit easier. So what else have I done around here? Not much. I've just moved some things around. That's about it. One other thing I've been doing, in fact, one of my good friends, OJ and Toothpaste, he's jumped on here just to have a look at my base. He, you know, giving me a few tips and tricks and stuff. He was mucking around with blood magic, and, you know, I know a little bit about blood magic, but not too much. And some of the stuff he was looking at is just awesome. Like, it seems super OP once you get into the really high tiers of it. I guess OP is a bit of an understatement considering we're playing modded Minecraft. But some of the stuff you can do with it just looks astonishingly awesome. You can see my base is really lit up, and there's, you know, just one row of torches. It's because he made this thing called the Sigil of the Blood Lamp, and it's a pretty, like, easy thing to make once you start doing blood magic. And it is basically just uses the blood magic life essence system thingo to just throw out little lights. Like, you can't even see them. Let's see if I can get close enough to actually see the particles. There you go. Can you see that little red particle there? That's one of the blood lamp things. Like, you can barely even see it, and it lights up the same area as the torch. And it's just a super good alternative lighting source, as opposed to torches and, you know, even the night ore that I got, this stuff out here from Thorncraft, because, you know, it's basically invisible. I mean, that stuff's pretty cool. I really like it, and I'm probably going to use it as, like, hello Dirt Creeper, as like a little waypoint sort of thing leading, you're just hanging out, leading up into my base. Not a waypoint, but, like, you know, the little things that'll go on there and it'll light it up. I think it'll look really cool. But I think that's all I wanted to show you guys that I've been doing. You know, did the first little bit of infusion crafting. I'm gonna take a minute, have a look at some stuff, maybe get some things sorted out, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright guys, unfortunately I think that's going to do it for today. Got a little bit done. As you can tell, I've done a lot of work on my base from in between episodes, and, you know, hopefully I can keep doing that so that, you know, I've got a lot of room and space and everything looks nice and pretty for you guys. I did my first infusion crafting, got my infusion altar set up, and I can't wait to get more of that happening. I'm going to make myself some of the Thorncraft armor in between episodes, you know, this stuff here, which is really, really cool. I think maybe next episode I'll start showing you guys some blood magic, maybe. you know, I've still got to dig out a whole bunch of stuff here, so I'll do that in between now and the next episode. Yeah, but that's going to do it. I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.